Make yourself comfortable on the floor. I'm going to start off with just a few breaths. So close your eyes and inhale and feel how you're floating up to the ceiling from the back of your ears. It's like helium you're giving to your lungs, and you're growing softer and softer on your sitting bones, pulling the vertebrae apart, making the back of your neck longer up to the ceiling. We're going to inhale, roll the shoulders forward, and exhale to squeeze it down like you've got papers underneath your armpits. And we inhale and exhale, squeeze the shoulders down. Now keep the length of your neck so it doesn't go with your curls of the shoulders. And 2 and 1. Place your hands facing up to the ceiling, and you've got your elbows squeezed into your ribs, and we open up the arms over there. So you still got a proud chest. You're still squeezing the papers underneath your armpits, growing up your chest to the ceiling, and equal out the weight on your bum bones. Little squeezes there with your arms going open, still squeezing your ribs. Your breath is calm. Big inhale and exhale. 2 more, breathe in and exhale. Last one, breathe in. And with your exhale, we're going to stretch the arms out to the corners of your mat. And as you bring it in, squeeze your elbows inwards, your hands backwards, and then kind of lock it in against the ribs. And we open it up. We're going to make this your inhale and exhale. Bring it back and squeeze hands backwards and reach. And bring it in. We've got 2 left. Lengthen. And bring it back. And the last one. And exhale. Now keep it there and just turn your wrists like you're turning a key. Still very long at the back. Your breath is calm. And now we place the hands on the hips and squeeze your elbows forward as far as you can. While we're doing this, we're going to start to mobilize the spine. You're going to sink in your tailbone down to the ground, going for a pubic bone belly button, melting the lower back, and then you curl the entire spine for your nose to go towards your belly button. Here you can actually squeeze a little more on your elbows together. And slowly do your pelvic curl there again, lengthening up, separating the vertebrae all the way until your head, your bloated vertebra, is back in line. Breathe in. Exhale, curl down. And inhale here. Exhale, we'll come back up. Good. Interlace your fingers behind your back like this. We're still sitting nice and tall. And then you pick up your hands behind you and come back. So you can just leave your fingers comfortably resting on your back there and take your arms away and bring it back. Exhale away and bring it back. 3 more. And 2 and 1. Take your arms to the front and we place it on top of each other. I'm just turning so that you can see me. Squeeze the one arm up, squeeze the other arm down. And you've got long earrings on, so get your shoulders away from your ears. Rotate the body, so turn your nose to reach to your knee. And then see how much longer you can grow with your chest bone going up to the ceiling and back to the center. Exhale, rotate to the other side. And inhale, come back to the center. Squeeze your arms on top of each other. And inhale. Exhale when you rotate. As you rotate, squeeze the opposite hip backwards to make it harder. And back. And 2. And back. Last one. Going to lengthen the levers to 160 degrees. And you rotate your chest bone only. If your arms go beyond that, you're going to put too much creases here at the front and there at the back. So keep your straight, semi-straight line. It's 160 degrees. And exhale, we rotate. And inhale, bring it back. Exhale, rotate. And inhale back. 2 more to go. Keep your hip backwards. And the last one. Now keep your chest bone towards that knee. And we take the arms up to the ceiling. And imagine you need to go and grab a rope above your head. So you're reaching your arms a little bit higher. And open it up again to 160. And we exhale, go and grab that rope up above your head. And open. So your back is in a contraction all the way. And the arms is just a diversion of what you're feeling. And open it up. Last one. We take it up. Now place your hands behind your head. Interlace them and squeeze your head backwards there. I'm going to try and lift up the chest bone here. Shining your light to the ceiling. So you're doing a back extension now as well. And then bring your back in line. And we lift and do a back bend. Try and keep a tennis ball underneath your chin when you're doing this. It's a very small movement. Breathe out and lift. You're going to feel it on the opposite side of your spine. 2 more to go. Shoulders out of your ears. Reach your elbows up to the ceiling. And 1 more. Lengthen your arms. Bring it back to the center. To turn your chest to the other side. It's about 20, 30 degree turn. Or maybe 40, it depends on your spine. And we take the arms up to the ceiling. And as you lower, you touch the outer colors of the rainbow. Both bum bones got the same weight. This is your inhale because we've got more breath here in the ribs. And exhale. And inhale. And reach your arms to 160. Let's do the last one. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your head. We hold it. And lift up your chest bone up to the ceiling. And bring it back. Very tiny movement. Keep the tennis ball underneath your chin. Shoulders out of your ears. Your elbows are reaching forward. 3 and back. And 2 and back. Last one. And back. Reach out your arms. Bring it back into the center. And lower the arms. Let's go down on our backs. Feet hip distance apart. Lengthen your spine. And make sure you've got the neutral spine. Separate your toes and squeeze it down into the mat as if you've got sea sand underneath your toes. You want to dig in your toes. Take your arms up to the ceiling. And as we lower your arms, you need to squeeze your ribs a little bit deeper into the mat without changing the hollow of your spine. And somewhere your arms will start to hang. If you're very flexible, you will be able to put your arms on the ground as well as get your entire back flat on the ground. But we just want to let the stomach work hard with the long levers hanging on it. Just breathe there. Your bum bones are anchored. You've got a little ice cube underneath your lower back and you want to get away from it. And you've got a toffee in your mid back and you want to keep that warm. That's why you need to squeeze it down. Good. We're going to do a pelvic curl here. Breathe in. Tilt the pelvis as deep as you can. Squash the ice cube now. And start to lift off your pelvis off the ground until you've got alignment. And because of the height of your hips, here you can go and place your hands on the ground. We breathe in and we start a stomach contraction, keeping the bum bones as high as you can, but squeezing the ribs down as you can. That is the two contractions we're working with. Lengthening the vertebrae, separating them lower down, so that when you put your bum bone down now, it's further than where you started off. Get your ribs in place and lift your arms back up. Breathe in. Exhale. Scoop the pelvis first, as deep as you can. Squeeze the bum bones together. And here we go. We lift off. Use your breath as music. It's going to continue exhaling and exhaling and exhaling. Now here, make sure you've got pubic bone to belly button. And you're squeezing up until you lock with your body. And we come down, massaging your spine. So make sure every vertebra gets on TLC. Arms are floating in the air again. Let's do a last one. Exhale, scoop first, then lift. We're going to keep the pelvis as high as you can. And now we're going to also lift the chest. It's a very tiny movement. Bring your arms next to the body. Squeeze your arms into the mat. And then we return. Head down, arms overhead. Exhale, we lift. And squeeze down on your mat. And we come down. All the way down with your arms. Fix your height. See if you need to go higher again. And exhale and lift. Squeeze down on the mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together for a moment. And we come back down. Lovely feeling. Breathe in. Exhale. Go down. Massaging your spine. Let your arms start to hang on your stomach muscles. Breathe into a chest lift again. Exhale up. And we create the hollow of the spine there. And lower back down. Keeping the neutral. And as soon as your ribs touch, you squeeze it down. You only go as high as your last rib. And lower. Squeezing, warming up the toffee underneath your back. And we hold it there. Lift up one leg to tabletop. And stretch it up in the air. Now the height doesn't matter. It's your back that matters. We lower back down. Keeping the hollow of your spine. Flex your foot as if you need to make a full imprint of your foot onto the ceiling. And we lower. Now when you've got the hollow of your lower back, your leg will also stop somewhere. Then you know you're doing great and you've got a little bit of a shake in your leg. This shake is always there. It doesn't matter how advanced you are in Pilates. That is what we're looking for, the intensity of the exercise. Now hold it there and we exhale, pick up the opposite arm and go and place it on top of the other arm. Squeeze the bottom one up, squeeze the top one down, and we hold. Breathe through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, upper body squeezes. Still squeezing the two arms against each other. 5, 4, shoulders out of your ears. Remember the hollow of your spine. 2 and 1. Return to center. Prepare the ribs as you lower. Now slowly put that leg down and we extend the other leg up in the air. Exhale to lift. Only lifting up to your last rib and lower back down. Hanging on your stomach muscles. And reach that out to colors of the rainbow. So this time you try to go higher. And lower. Last one. And hold. Opposite hand is going to cross the body. Squeeze the two arms together over there. Make sure you've got weight on both bum bones. Your leg is as high as your ice cube behind your back allow you. You go, little squeezes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Return, see if you can go 1 centimeter higher before we lower everything back down. Arms next to your body. Just do a normal pelvic curl. We inhale, exhale, take the bum to the ceiling. So get your shoulder blades in underneath you, squeezing down on the arms, and you've got a beautiful straight line. If you want to look down on your hips to make sure it is equal, one bum is not more on the ground than the other one. Into a lift over there, balancing on one leg, and the other leg goes to tabletop and touch down with your foot. And we lift. Now be aware what your arms are doing. Are you bearing more weight on one arm or are you centered? Touch down and double check the other bum. Make sure it's always locked at its highest height. 3, 2, 1. Take it to tabletop. Take it straight in the air. Flex your foot to toes in your nose. And now you're going to bend it on top of the other one. Squeeze your knee open at the front. Squeeze your hip up. Those are 2 contractions working against each other. Open up, squeeze up, and lock the other bum. Prepare that bum and we take it up to the ceiling again. Straight leg and open up the hips. Straight leg and squeeze your arms down, squeeze your hip up. 2 and 1. Keep your hip high. Now you open up the hips as much as you can, rotating on this hip. And now you have to pick up this hip again to make it equal. And rotate, squeezing the hip up as you rotate. Now it's this one's turn to squeeze up. And rotate. And we come up. 2 more. And the last one. Flex your foot up to the ceiling. Put it down. Lift up your bum for the last time. Just evenly distribute the strength on both sides. And let's relax back down. All the way into neutral. Make your little hollow in your back. Breathe in, let's go again. Reach the knees over the toes to get some more length in between the vertebrae. Check down that both hip bones are the same height. I'm going to do the other leg now. Lock this bum up to the ceiling to take the other one to tabletop and lower and lift and lower. All your tension is here for it not to drop. You're working it as high as you can. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. And lift and hold. Stretch that leg up to the ceiling and bend it back to tabletop. And we stretch. And bend. 2. Footprint up to the ceiling. Now we bend it over the other leg and squeeze it up. Straight leg up, footprint on the ceiling. Bend it in and squeeze the hip up. Equal out the weight on your shoulders. Bend and reset everything. This hip is squeezing up, that knee is squeezing down. Those are the two fighting against each other. And up. And hold. Rotating, lifting up this bum as high as you can, creating one straight line here. And then we pick up this hip again. While the knee is working against it, try to make it harder. Rotate and bring it back up. 2 more to go. Equal out the hips, squeezing the knee down. Last one. Take that leg up to the ceiling for the last footprint. Put it back on the ground. Reset your weight in the center. And melt back down to the ground. Exhale all the way. Enjoy that massage. Pull one leg into your chest, pull the other leg into your chest, and give yourself a nice hug. Slow breaths. Nice and relaxing. Be aware of the endorphins that's being released and just be grateful for it. I'm going to school cross legs while lying down. Interlace your hands behind your head. And pick up your elbows a little bit up to the ceiling. So it helps you separate the shoulder blades. Right. A little bit of an activation of pubic bone to belly button so that your entire back is not completely relaxed. It needs to be engaged. We breathe in to go to a chest lift. Breathe out. And slowly use your head to squeeze you back down while your arms are working in the opposite direction. And we lift. Bring the ribs closer to the hips, not the neck. And lower back down. Keeping that toffee warm underneath your ribs. And we exhale, lift. And come down slowly. I don't know if you are aware of the shakes happening in my breath. I'm really working my best here. Doing everything as perfect as I can. And remember, the smaller it is and the slower it is, the more you can go and fine-tune yourself. And exhale and lift. Now reach your arms to the side of your legs and pull your chest a little bit higher. Now pubic bone, belly button, you might feel a stretch over your hips towards your legs. Try and keep your height there. Long way around to circle your arms behind your head again and lower back down. Keep your elbows in the air. Breathe out to lift. Circle your arms behind your legs. We lift it up again, as high as your neutral allow it. Keep your height, circle around, and we lower back down. Touch down and then lift. We circle, and we pull a little bit higher. And we circle and hold. Reach again. 1 centimeter higher than before. Lock your ribs and hips and circle around. Try not to lose your height. 1 more. 1 more lift. Keep your height. Activate everything. Hands behind the head. Breathe in. Now we're going to go into rotation. Exhale and we twist. And back into the center. Keeping your satellite shape in the corners of your eyes with your arms. See if you can go higher like before. 3, 2, and the last one. Back into the center and lower back down. Put your arms into the bended T position. Bring your knees together to put your feet flat on the ground. Then you separate your feet wider than the body or your mat. We drop one knee in the center. It's not going to be a twist in the hips to see how far you can get it down. Your body will naturally stop to where your flexibility is. Feel the calmness in your breath and change. Move your feet together. You're going to turn the wrong side out of bed. Turn onto your side and then help yourself up. While we're over here, you might as well just sit here. And always we have to think about no mountains. If you're starting to sag, you're going to see the roundness over there. So no mountains. And also squeeze the top hip down to the ground, and that will help you get the ribs off to create a perfect triangle, not a sagging triangle. Good. So we take that other arm up to the ceiling. And as you bend over, you squeeze harder onto the hand on the ground and see how much more you can go and put your bum on the ground. Your upper body should be slightly twisted so that your shoulder don't pop out here at the front. And slowly return in everything in alignment. And exhale, go and squeeze that top leg, top bum down. The ribs are crunch on this side. Your ribs are popping out on that side. And see if you can fix everything in alignment again. 2 more. Side bend. What's that? You don't become a weeping willow. Everything is moving between 2 glass sheets. And come up. 1 more. Okay. Ribs are out at the top. You've got a very long line reaching up to the ceiling with the fingertips. Pull the bottom shoulder backwards, and we're going to bend that elbow slightly or as far as you can. If you can put it on the ground, go ahead, and up. Keep both your bum bones on the ground. It's going to increase that side crunch at the bottom. Down and up. And when you come up, try not to lock your arm completely. Otherwise, your inside of your arm will face another direction. It needs to face at the front. So that's full lock, facing that way. That is slightly lifted elbow. And we go down. And up. Last one. And we hold it. Just want to warm up that tricep a bit. So let's run through the detail. Your elbow as low as you can. Shoulders backwards at the bottom. Upper body slightly turned. You're crunching in on the one side. Your ribs are popping and you're squashing the bum also out on the other side. We come up and pick up both arms. We're going to bend over to the other side, so the bottom arm is going to go over your lap. And we just release that side that worked and crunched so hard. Breathe. Make this arm long. Crunching the other side now. And while we're there, we're going to turn the body. Put your top hand on your knee, bottom hand on your foot. And now pull your nose closer to your shin, the middle of your leg. We'll come back to that stretch. Open your arms and go and place your elbow on the ground completely now. Again, no mountains. The ribs are up, squeezing the top hip down. Make sure your arm is relaxed or in a comfortable position over there, and your legs are still one behind the other one. So we're going to lift the top leg over there, and it's parallel with the ground while you still got a sticky out bum and a proud chest. Recap, are your ribs still as high as you can? And just place it down. And lift slightly and down. So this exercise is not necessarily about the leg. It's to see if you can control all the other things related to the exercise. And we lift it. Now bring your knee a little bit into your chest. And now take it backwards, almost in line with your body. Bring it a little bit into your chest. Why we're doing this small range is because we want to see if we can still keep the back from bending. So when it comes here, normally this happens because you're trying so hard to get your knee in. But if you've got a sticky out bum, your leg will not be able to go that high. The same at the back. If you go backwards, you want to get a feeling of pubic bone, belly button. And bring it forward. Recap everything over here. And forward. And 3. And 2. And 1. Stretch out your leg in line with your spine. And just put it down there for a moment so we can have a look if everything is in position for the next exercise. Recap, ribs, no mountains. The longer the top leg, the easier it is to lift. Right, so we're going to lift that leg a few centimeters off the ground and lower down. So in your mind, you're thinking of the back corner to lift your heel to and lower. And also the top hip needs to work in the opposite direction to keep everything where it is. And lift and lower. 2 and lower. And the last one for little circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend in. I'm going to do a push-up over there to come all the way up. And now you can swing your legs to the other side. Just release the bottom bum by doing that stretch over to the other side now. Pulling your body towards your shin. And we come back up. Other hand is reaching out. Sitting up nice and tall. And firstly, we're just gonna squeeze down this arm into the mat. And while you're doing that, squeeze down, this hip will drop. And then we do the side bend over there. Make sure that the shoulder's not popping out the front and you're not a weeping willow. Both glass sheets need to be intact. And come up. Let's make this the inhale. Squeezing your arms forward away from you. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. So if you feel like you're breathing faster than the pace we're working at, try to calm it down. And back. One more. Squeeze. Gonna hold it there and bend your elbow. And come up. Doing a side push-up. And bring it up. Squeezing both bones still down. If they're on the ground, you're going to battle very hard to put that elbow on the ground. Squeeze. Shoulder out of the ears. And we hold. Try to calm your breath. Recap everything. You're squeezing your hand away from your body. Elbows reaching down. Shoulder out of the ear. Upper body slightly turned. The earring here on your shoulder is not touching your shoulder. And we're squeezing the bum bone down to pop out these ribs, crunching on that side. And come up all the way to bend over to the other side. Turn your body slow. Your nose on your shin. Pull your body closer towards your leg. Bending your arms to do that. Coming back up. Arm out again. And place your elbow on the ground. Sticky out bum. One leg in front of the other one. No mountains, ribs activated. Top hip squeezing away, which is going to help you lift those ribs. Now breathe out and just lift up your leg there a little bit and lower back down. Breathe out to lift and inhale lower. And soft landing down. 2. And 1. And we hold it. A little bit come into your chest. And move it backwards, almost in line with your spine. Bring it as deep in as your perfect straight spine allow it. And take it backward. And forward. And backwards. One more. Forward. And backwards. And we stretch the leg out in line with your spine to put it down. Let's retest everything. So you've got shoulders squeezing down out of the ears, ribs, top leg longer. Breathe in, a little lift. If you go too high, your ribs are going to start to fall. So those are the two fighting against each other. Ribs up, leg up. Which one is going to win? And lower. None of them needs to win. And down. And down. 3, 2, and hold for circles. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Keep this top hip forward. Think of circling behind you here in the air. 2, 1. Bend the legs back in and slowly come up. Swing your legs to the other side to give a last stretch on the glutes. I'm going to turn around into 4-point kneeling. Your knees are underneath your hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And without dropping the chest away from the shoulder blades, sagging your shoulder blades, we want to go and attach the rib cage up to the shoulder blades. So it's a collarbone feeling. And then after you've done that, we're just going to shine our light a little bit forward, pulling the papers underneath the armpits a bit tight. And keeping this upper body posture, we're going to tilt the pelvis. It's very slightly because we only want to work the lower spine. So pull in as if there's a fireball underneath your belly button and stick out your bum again. And 2, still holding the papers underneath your armpits. And 1. Now we're going to go into a full roundness up to the ceiling. And when you do this, all the weight needs to be transferred over to your hands. And that'll help you go into a deeper activation. Open up your shoulder blades and really squeeze into the mat with your hands. And you've got a rope around your stomach. Someone is pulling it up, 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 up. Get away from it. It's going to cut you. Keeping the roundness, let's go backwards into a resting position. And just do that. Relax your spine before we go again. Before you pick up your bum, we're going to start with the stomach punch feeling, rounding everything out already, pubic bone to belly button. And as you go higher, increase that tilt of the pelvis. We round out, and transfer your weight over to your hands to go backwards again. And rest your spine down there. Fireball on your lap, get away from it, scoop up. And the last one. So now we're going to curl up the same way, but we're ending up on our knees, rolling through your spine until your head is nice and aligned. Hinge back, sticky out bum to go into your resting position. And we go again. Fireball on your lap, pubic bone, belly button. Bring your arms forward and squeeze your hips forward, keeping your body round for as long as you can. Continue squeezing the hips forward, and every vertebra get its own time to stack. Get your breath. Hinge backwards. Reach your arms as far as you can and start to scoop the pelvis. We're starting to lift and squeeze it forward towards the nose. Slowly bring the hips in alignment. Your body is still hanging until it can't hang anymore. And we stack the vertebrae. Now, one step up is to go and sit on your heels. You've got a flat back. We're going to work from here. Squeezing, tilting the pelvis until your arms are straight and you're almost backwards. Now you want to try and lift up your pelvis from there, working the same exercise. Stick out bum at the back. Scoop your pelvis and pick it up. Standing up nice and tall. 2 more. Breathe out. Mexican way through your spine, ending up with shoulders in place. Last one. Squeeze down on your arms. Pick up the vertebrae one by one. Breathe in. You're going to roll down normally. And walk your hands to 4-point kneeling again. Fix your shoulders. Squeeze the papers underneath your armpit. I'm going to slide one leg out behind you. Slide the leg out. And still thinking about pubic bone, belly button, we're going to lift that leg just slightly off the ground. If you don't feel anything, you don't have the full connection on the core at the front for your glutes to feel it. So just think about that pubic bone, belly button all the time. And we lift. And lower. And lower. And we hold. Now we're going to balance by picking up the other opposite arm. Now the one you need to work on is the one you're balancing on. No ringing, so always squeezing away from the ground. Make sure your shoulders are facing down. And we're lifting and balancing. Breathe through it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Swipe your bottom leg in underneath you. Bring your opposite hand and give a good squeeze with your knee against your hand against the knee. Your foot is still hanging in the air. Got a semi-round spine here. And as we lengthen, we stretch out the leg, arm and spine. Bring it in. This is your exhale. And we inhale and lengthen. Straight leg. Exhale. One more. And exhale. Put it down. Just reset your body in the center. Sway your body forwards and backwards. Feel where your shoulders are at the moment, where it needs to be fixed before we carry on with the other leg. We slide out the other leg. Before you lift it, make sure that this knee is underneath its own hip. It's not in the center, otherwise you're not going to feel it. So to the side, throwing your weight back into the center, and we exhale and lift. And lower. Shoulder blades as high as you can, attached to your ribs. Straight leg. 2 and 1. Just hold it there. Good. We're going to reach out the opposite arm. Find your balance. Prepare your shoulders. Pubic bone, belly button. And then you lift it up. Breathe through it. Pull it in. Squeeze your opposite knee. This is a stomach workout as well. And we lengthen it out again. And bring it in. Squeeze. And we stretch it out. 3. And out. Exhale when you come in. And out. And 1. And out. And we put it back down. Release back into your resting position. And here you can just spend a moment and melt back down to the ground. Get your breath calm again. Feel the expansion of your stomach on your legs. Scoop the pelvis, cross your legs, and go and sit backwards. So we're going to have our arms in front of us, proud chest, shoulders out of the ears, so very long spine there, sticky out bum, and your arms are just resting on the floor for a moment. I'm going to pick up one arm up to the ceiling, keeping both shoulders facing forward, and just touch down. Breathe out and lift. And we lower. 3, 2, and we hold it. Place your hand behind your head. Squeeze your head backwards into your hand. Might be a nice stretch for you in your tricep. Now squeeze harder down on the arm on the ground to see if you can get a rotation. And we return without the shoulder coming into the ear. And we exhale and open up. And we return it. And exhale and open up. And back. One more. You want to open up your chest to the opposite knee. And return to place that hand on the ground. Find your center. And lift the other arm with an exhale. And inhale, lower. Just touch down. Lift. And lower. Exhale to lift up. And lower back down. Breathe and exhale and lift. Hands behind the head. Squeeze your head backwards. It will help you open up your chest bone. Open up your elbow. You breathe in. Exhale, rotate to the side, squeezing into your arm on the ground and bring it back on the diagonal. And exhale and open. Now we bring it back. 2 more. And back. Last one, open your chest towards that knee. Bring it back. Now keeping your diagonal, you place the other hand also behind your head. Squeeze your head backwards and your elbows forward up to the ceiling. We're going to keep that alignment and we take the arms up to the corners of the room and go and squeeze your head backwards into your hands again. And we reach up. And bring it back, squeeze backwards. We're trying to get the arms behind the ears, not for you to see it in your peripheral view. And up. We're going to end off with swimming. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2. Little alternations there. Shoulders out of your ears. Hinging, picking up your chest bone to the ceiling. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2. Last one, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower your arms and just curl backwards, squeezing your arms forward away from you to round out your spine, transferring the weight to the next vertebra of your sacrum. Release. Walk your fingers forward and see how far you can rest over your legs. Come back to your breath. Squeeze your bum bones down to the ground. Walk your fingers, your arms together to one side of your mat, over your mat. See if you can put your knee next to your nose. We move through the center, over to the other side. Just to go on a diagonal. Keep both your bum bones down and drop your nose to your knee. Come back to the center and slowly roll up until you're sitting up straight. Hands behind you. With a proud chest, we're going to go into gentleman cross leg, opening up your chest to the ceiling. Now, once your spine is completely straight and your chest is open and your arms are straight, if you can't feel your bum, just move the bottom foot 1 centimeter forward, still squeezing your bum bones on the ground. If your bum muscle released, you can pull your foot 1 centimeter closer again. Testing your lower back every 5 seconds to see if you can get your bum bones more on the ground. And we release. Other foot. Proud chest. Squeeze your pubic bone down at the front to get your back straight. If you don't feel it, move 1 centimeter closer without your body bending. Release. Relax your arms on your legs. And we just calm down our breath again. We breathe in. And breathe out. And we inhale. And breathe out. Thank you for the class. Enjoy your day.